Hey guys, D220 Modding here, and today we're going to be building the motor. We've got a billet flywheel. Let me get all the stuff. We've got a Go Power Sports clear valve cover. We've got a new flywheel cover because the old one, where did I put it? It's huge. The top tab up here broke. So I found one. If you go on OMB Warehouse, you can find it. Go Power Sports only has a blue one. Otherwise I would have got it from them. This one's reinforced actually. So it's a newer part. Put it over here. Everything is in here. Here's what we're installing right first, which is gonna be this sucker. Billet flywheel. So let me get that nut off. I'm gonna have to stand up to take this guy off. I'm actually sitting on top of a tire. So you're gonna remove the bolt, the nut, and the cup. Keep the cup, throw away this fan. This guy's gonna have to come off here. But we also need to remove the coil to do this. Blake, go on. And you're going to set this to 30 thousandths of an inch. 30 thousandths of an inch coil gap with stock key. I'm going to take the whole coil assembly off because I already have it disconnected from the spark plug. I'm going to set it off to the side. Got my hammer. I'm just going to actually use a screwdriver. But take the nut and put it back on to protect the threads. There it goes. So you're going to put your tools aside, take the nut back off, and remove this piece of junk. And here's the difference between the two. You're going to take that piece of junk and put it off to the side, and you're going to hold it up. You're going to look and see what of a beauty it looks like with a billet one. Then, I'm going to spin it over. Only have a little bit left, so I'm going to save some of it. So, I'm going to spin it over and take the stock key out of it. I'm going to use the pliers to do that. You're going to want valve grinding compound to lap the flywheel to the crank. Sad thing is I just broke my flat blade screwdriver. I don't have a flat blade currently. Okay, there's the key. I'm gonna keep tapping that sucker out of there. So there's your stock key. You're gonna want a lot of paper towels for this. You're gonna take your valve grinding compound. You want to get it all over that crank and some inside the flywheel. So you're gonna sit here and rotate it back and forth. It's basically liquid sandpaper, so once you do this, you're going to want to make sure to get all of it back off. I'm going to keep going. I'm not sure if it's completely ready. Alright, I would say it's good, considering it's creating a seal. And you're going to want to use everything that you have to clean off your crank, to clean off your flywheel. You want to get as much of this off as possible. So if you don't have any cleaners, you may go through a whole thing of paper towel, or even a half a thing of paper towels. Now, fair warning, once you lap this, you cannot return it. Because it won't work on another motor as soon as you do this. Because the imperfections in the crank won't line up. A lot of stuff won't line up. I don't have any. Well, that just means I'm going to have to the flywheel's good. It's got that nice roughed up surface. I'm gonna put the cap back on the valve grinding compound and put it back in a shelf where no one will ever see it. Because you only need this for two things. Flywheels, for lapping this, and for valves on these motors. You want to do everything you can to keep that off the threads though. Get that out of there. Now you're going to take your stock key and tap it back in there. And you're going to want it parallel straight out, but you don't want it parallel with the grooves. Just want it parallel with the threads and all that. Make sure it's all the way down. Now you're going to take your pull start cup and line up all the little holes. See, there's a little dimple right here for the dimple in this. You're going to put it on there. You're going to put your nut on. Take your socket, switch directions. And you're going to hammer this guy down. Now I'm going to get my new flywheel cover and line it up and see how it works, how it looks, and whether or not it lines up. Oh, good night. Yep. Brand spanking new. So I'm going to get my feeler gauges and find 30 thousandths. Thirty thousandths of an inch. I'm going to move the magnet away from it. Gonna take my 10 mil and put it on my extension. Take my extension. I'm gonna grab my coil and wipe it down with a paper towel or rag, because I want this clean before it's put back on here. So that way all of my timing is not delayed by a small bit of dirt. And I like the look of a clean motor. So I'm gonna run this over to the top of the motor. I'm gonna put the bolts in lightly. I assume it's the same for a different, the same block and everything for a different go-kart, but for some reason there is a little hair right there. I don't know why. But I'm going to take it, stick my feeler gauges down in there. I'm going to have to remove these from the rest of the feeler gauges. I'm going to put the nut back on. Make sure you don't have any dirt in between them. The two, or one for that matter, if you have a 30 thousandths feeler gauge. Me, on the other hand, I do not. So I'm using a 15 and 16 to make 31, which won't kill it to use. These are actually the combination that Cart Fab on YouTube used. I'm going to use the magnet to hold that down. And then I'm going to tighten it. Tighten down the coil. Spin the flywheel. This last one is 24 thousandths. There we go, it's out of the gap. That's just paper thin between there. Looks so shiny. I'm gonna put you guys back. And I'm gonna get my flywheel cover, hold it back on. There's three that you're gonna use for that are bronze colored, that you're gonna use for your pull start, attaching it to a new cover if you buy a new cover. I'm gonna tighten this guy down. Oops. Bear with me, I am dirty. I did just get off work. So don't think you're gonna get this dirty doing the flywheel install. So get her tightened down and you should be done. And lastly, the pull start. Where did I put that sucker? Right here. With a Go Power Sports sticker on it. Oh, I really hope these are the right, I mean, they're the same thread pitch and size. I didn't check that. And you're going to need an 8mm for these. Man, does it ever look clean. Probably the cleanest this motor's ever been. Except for the day I bought it. Just snug. 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 I'm going to retighten that one. All of them a hair past snug. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. This is just the flywheel section of this video. I will be recording all of these at different times because I have to get a torque wrench from another location to do the rod and the cam. I don't really need the torque wrench for the cam, but I'm not going to do that today. I have yet to even drain the oil out of it. So I was just doing the quick one that I could tonight, this weekend. Let's say today is Monday. I was going to do it last Friday, but I had things come up that I had to do. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you when I install the next parts. Actually, just to show off a little bit more Go Power Sports parts, I'm gonna install the clear valve cover. So I honestly want to see what it looks like with a clear valve cover. And there's no need for this cork gasket or whatever this one is, because there's a rubber seal between the clear valve cover and your head. So get that sucker out of there. Get that out of there. Put your nice Go Power Sports cover on it. Now be very careful. You're not going to tighten these down near as far with the plastic cover. And even though this is an off-road cart, I'm comfortable running this because I in fact have a header that's going to sit right in front of it. You're only going to hand snug in these with just your extension. That's the farthest I'm willing to tighten these. So hope you enjoyed the valve cover and flywheel install. I mean, it looks great with the new cover. And as you can see, it's already creating a vacuum. So, oh, actually, I believe that I can do this little tube here. Loosen this little guy up. Tighten this little black hose and be able to attach it to my catch can. That's not coming off, but it's also still a little loose. So, hope you enjoyed. I'll be back, as I said, in a couple days. Same video for all of these parts. Make sure to check out Go Power Sports for all these performance parts. Make sure to check out OMB Warehouse for any of your like stock parts that you need for specialty carts, like your Chinese Trailmasters and all that. So this is the actual ending of the video. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next. End of the section of this video.